आज के वीडियो में अमेजोन की हम ऑटोमेशन स्टार्ट करेंगे दैट टू विद द हेल्प ऑफ प्लेराइट. So guys, Amazon is considered one of the most important candidates for website automation when it comes because of its dynamic nature of its locating strategies or the locators that are present onto the particular website. So what will happen is that one element may be visible and the same time element may not be visible. There may be many exceptions or errors that can appear while doing the automation, that too on Amazon kind of website. So it is not a very static website, it is a very dynamic website in which elements on the page keep on changing, right? As we all know that this is how your particular website looks like amazon.in. So what happens, guys, is that some, let's say today I am getting this particular options over here. Let's say I've automated it, but after 2 days I can see that instead of all these options or all these products, it may happen that these products are appearing onto this particular grid. So my test cases are gonna fail. So for that time we have to find the element in such a way, or with the help of locating strategies should be done in such an efficient way that no matter wherever it comes, we are able to locate that item on the particular web page in a very unique way, in a very unique fashion, right? So that our test cases do not get flaky. And although we are making use of playwright, so there will be less chances of getting stale element exception kind of references over here, which normally commonly used to occur in automation when we are doing it with Java and Selenium, right? So these kind of scenarios are mostly automatically taken care to some extent by Playwright itself. So let's get back to the lecture, and today we are going to enter text in a web element, how to click on a UI element, and how to add some exceptions, right? So guys, before that, for each and every scenario we'll be, let's say, we'll be considering a test case, because a test case is kind of format that is being given to the automation guy. Previously manual testers were writing the test cases, and nowadays only the automation guy has to write test cases, and they need to automate it based upon the kind of company and what is the nature of your organization. Okay, so let's say you have a particular test case which says that to validate that user is able to perform search for a product on Amazon search bar, which means that if you go to an Amazon search bar and if you search for a particular product, you have to check whether that product is being getting searched or not. This is one simple test case, and in order to automate it, how to automate it, we are going to see, right? So guys, for that, I have already created a particular file with this name, with the name that depicts like tc underscore 001, because this is our first test case and we want to validate that user is able to search for a product. Okay, and the concept we have already discussed regarding the async await kind of functionalities and how to navigate to a particular web page by making use of browser fixture. Since we have made use of browser fixture, onto the next lecture I can make use of page fixture as well, and the functionality is gonna remain the same, right? So till now, guys, what is done over here is that we are able to navigate to amazon.in page, right? So once you navigate to a particular web page, let's say we need to validate that the title of the web page. So the title of the page is like online shopping site in India, and this entire text, right? We need to grab it. So in order to grab it, there is a method named as page dot title, right? If you try to call it, you can do it. It will be giving you the title of the web page. Also, uh, not printing is not required for us. We will be doing some assertions as well. So what is meant by assertions? Assertions are simply validation points or validation steps where we actually you know uh, do the validation stuff, that whether some step is working fine or not. So what do I mean by saying is that, let's say I do some sort of assertion over here. So assertions, I hope we are a little bit familiar, those who have done already Java Selenium. So assertion basically means we'll be doing some validation at some point in time for some steps for some specific conditions, right? So I am going to provide assertion to check the title of the web page, right? So how to provide the assertion? So in order to provide the assertion, we need to uh, make use of there are certain commands that we are going to make use over here, right? So as we all know that expect is a keyword with the help of which we provide assertions, right? So let's say page dot to have await page. There is a method named as page dot to have title. Allow me to page dot to have title, right? So what I'm going to assert over here is that I am going to expect, or I am going to validate that whether this page is having this title or not. Although I've opened the Amazon website, but am I on Amazon web page or not? So let's say I'm giving deliberately incorrect data so that we can check whether our functionality or our assertion is working or not. So in order to have title, let's say I'm giving an incorrect title, and I'm giving it that I am on Mintra site, right? Let's say I'm giving over here, and we need to apply await over here so that it runs properly, right? So let's see what happens if you run this much amount of code. Okay, and we are going to run this particular code into headed mode. Headed mode basically means that now a browser instance will be getting launched. So if we are clicking it over here, amazon.in will be getting opened up. And since the page has opened up, now our assertion got failed. See, it is saying that what I was expecting, I was deliberately giving a wrong assertion over here, that I am on Mintra site, but this is what the actual guys, this is what actual title of Amazon is, right? This is the actual title of Amazon. So we need to assert it properly. So this is why I gave it the incorrect one, so that it should fail deliberately. I was trying to fail it deliberately, right? Now if I run this particular test case in headed mode, it is gonna get passed. See, my test case simply got passed, which means that my assertion has passed. So this is was our first validation, or you can say first assertion that we applied, right? So what we did till now, we navigated to a particular website and we verified that whether we are on this web page or not by verifying that title, right? Now the next thing that we are required to do is that we need to find this particular element where we will be typing it, or where we will be doing some sort of searching functionality, right? So just hit F12 uh, and try to inspect this particular element. Once you inspect this particular element, there are two ways to create or to find the location of this web element, or this UI element. The very first way is the locating strategy, like for XPath we can make use of, and we can also make use of CSS selector. When it comes to the Playwright, guys, please try to understand XPath is not beneficial at all. You'll be facing a lot of troubles while making use of XPath. When and where, that is a separate topic of discussion. It will take even more time. But let's start using a CSS selector. And even if you use CSS selector in your current automation framework, it will be really fast. Uh, and that I can give you a demo for that, but that is a separate topic of discussion over there. So allow me to inspect this particular element and how to create a CSS selector, or this is a CSS selector I am going to create, but how to make use of all these attributes that are present over here. So this kind of thing that is shown to you after this particular sign is known as a tag name, right? And inside a tag name there are various attributes, and all these attributes are having value over here. So we can make use of any attribute over here, but normally we make use of id, or we make use of class, because they help you to uniquely locate a particular element on a web page. And for a website like Amazon, I highly recommend you to find only those attributes and play with those set of attributes which are really unique, or that help you to uniquely identify an element. So in our case, let's say if there is an ID, then your CSS selector simply becomes like tag name hash ID, like tag name ID equals to two search box. You can like it, like write it like this as well, like input and ID equals, right? So this is how you can create your XPath kind of stuff or CSS as well. But since we will be making use of mostly CSS, so whenever there comes ID, it will be getting replaced by hashtag, sorry, by hash symbol, and whenever there is a class, it will be replaced by dot. Don't worry, we will be covering it separately, right? So this is the tag name hash, this is the ID, and this is the actual ID, right? So this is how we have located this element uniquely onto to this particular web page. Now what we are going to do is that we are going to make use of locator method, so that we can find the locator and put the the address of that locator. And now what we are going to do is that we will be typing something. So uh, in Java Selenium we were making use of send keys. Over here we make use of fill. So let's say the product that I want to search is costly English willow cricket bat. Let's say this is the product that I want to search on Amazon, right? Okay, right, fine. So after typing it out, so till now we have only typed in this particular thing by locating it and typing it. Now we have to search it as well. So for this particular search as well, you need to find the CSS for that. So input ID is already present over there, so I'll be just making use of this. We have uniquely identified one of one element is there, which means that with this particular set of address, there is only one element that can be found onto this web page, which is search button, right? So just copy it out, and now await page dot locator. This is my locator that I'm talking about, and onto this locator I will click. So this is a click method that we all know, right, that it is going to click on it over here. And once you click on it, there will be further round of assertion, further round of validation, because manually we can verify that whatever we have typed in, the search results are getting displayed only for the item that you have typed in. But automation via framework, or via via code, a lot of assertions need to be done, or validations need to be done via scripting, right? So let's try to run this amount of code, and let's see how it works. So the code got ran, test execution has started, it went to the Amazon, and it is so fast that we are not able to understand. So in order to make you understand, you can make use of command like await page dot, there is like stop, no, sorry, pause, right? So this is the command that will halt the execution from this particular step. The execution will halt over here, which means that page will remain open till here. Okay, save it and clear the console, and now run it, so that you are able to understand what is happening over there. See, it will type something and it clicked on search, right? And whatever the results that are being displayed are getting properly displayed. So costly English willow cricket bat. So these are all the English willow bats that you are able to see over here. That is the costly one. It's very costly. Okay. So now coming over here, this is your Playwright inspector that allows you to navigate to a particular line, right? If I have done page dot pause onto line number 11, then my execution would have halted. If I go to this particular green icon, that is step over, if then the execution will go to this particular line and it will make it happen what should happen, right? So this is what this green icon was all about. So till now we have this code is running absolutely fine. Now quickly moving on over here, and let's do some sort of assertion as well. So let's say what was what this is the thing, let's say we typed in and we searched it. Okay, we typed in over here, we clicked over here, and but manually by human eye I can see that whatever I'm searching, the results are getting displayed to some extent. But from the automation point of view, we need to understand that what is being getting displayed. So the logic that you can make use of over here is that whatever the user has typed over here, 1 to 48 of 254 results for costly English willow cricket bat. So in this way you can just validate the text of this, you can validate simply the text, and you can see that whatever has been typed over here is coming over here, which means that we are getting all these items. Okay, so and there is one more way how to get text from a locator. So first you need to locate this particular element. Okay, so it says the span and it has a class name set. So the class name is like, this is the tag name, and the attribute is having this particular value. So allow me to make use of it, and let's say like color state span dot. Okay, so now I have been able to locate this element uniquely, right? So this is one of my locator. Now I'm gonna make use of it. How I'm going to make use of it? Once it has clicked over here, right, I will do like await page dot locator. This is my locator dot to dot, let's say text content. If I want to see the text of it, what is the text, so that I can go ahead and run the execution for some sort of validations. So we need to find out the text over here. So if I go ahead and I just run the code, let's see whether I'm getting the text content for it or not. So by text content we are going to get the text of that locator, whatever the locator it may be, right? So it has worked successfully. So text content, what it will do is that if you want to get the text of this link cell, it will give you the text content. So this is the kind of functionality we are discussing, right? So the text content is there, but sorry, I forgot to print it. Allow me to print it so that at least we can see. See, Playwright is very fast. The execution is super duper fast as compared to Selenium because of its architecture, because it works using WebSocket protocol as explained in the first lecture, right? So this is the text that we got over here. Okay, so this is what it is all about. So the text we have got, and now we can do again second round of assertion, right? Second assertion we can do over here. And what we should do, that we can check like spec page dot, like page dot locator. This was our locator dot, sorry, expect page dot locator dot to contain the text. If it happens, if my locator is containing this text, it means that my assertion is going to get passed. And if my locator is not containing this text, which means that it's is going to get failed and my test case is going to get failed. So this is our first test case, and in this one single line of in one single test case we have validated two things. The first thing we validated that we are yes on this particular website, and second thing we have validated that whatever we are searching, we are getting the results from that by using a very simple basic logic over here. So allow me to run it, and let's say whether my test case passes or not. Yeah, so my test case has passed absolutely fine. But what if I do BATS over here in order to show you that it will be getting failed, because every time it is passing, so you may get confused. It will fail as well if you provide the incorrect value. That what you want and what is getting received, if those are not matching, then it's gonna get fail for sure. See, it got failed, right? So it received costly English willow cricket bat, but you expected this string with an extra S. So which is incorrect. This is the reason why it got failed. So we applied two assertions over here. This is the maximum timeout over here that we have defined in playwright config.js. So first allow me to remove it. Now if you run, the test case will run. And what I was talking about over here is that for the assertions, we have given a deliberate timeout of 10 seconds, and for a particular test case we have given a timeout for 50 seconds. So this timeout is for entire test case running, and this timeout is for particular assertion. Okay, we'll get to discuss all these things even more detail, but at this point in time, since it appeared over here, so that's why I'm telling that what this actually means, right? So till now we have been able to automate one single test case, that we went to this particular website, we typed in something, and after typing it and searching it, we got the results for what we were looking for. So guys, this was all about this particular lecture, and into our next lecture we will be discussing some more important topics regarding the assertions and all locating strategies and all, right? So please stay tuned, and I'll be back with a new lecture very soon. Thank you.